I'm sorry, I wanted more Domi in this show, but not like this. I'm not looking forward to the story arc. I think Domi's like, she was second place for me under Jean, obviously, but Chloe coming into the picture was really starting to struggle with Domi, but I've been wanting more of her, and like I said, unfortunately, I didn't really want it this way. I don't know what they're gonna end up doing with her, and I'm already kind of stressing it out, but yeah, really solid episode, kind of much so like an intermission between these two arcs, which was my assumption that with the last arc ending, I assumed that we were going to probably have just enough time to start getting into something else, or at least maybe even close up something else. So yeah, open up this episode, we obviously have Vanitas not really knowing what he's going through, Noe thinking he's sick, and just going straight into the chief's office, or the count's office, and talking about something terrible happening to Vanitas, and then it was funny because it was like one of those, oh no, a curse from the Hellfire Witch. And they realized very quickly, get the heck out of here. Just get out of here. Really did enjoy the little meeting between Oliver, Roland, and Vanitas. I had a thought in the back of my head that Oliver wasn't as stupid as it seems like he is, and sure enough, like following the whole scene, he's just like, oh, so that's the guy from the Blue Moon clan, and he's like, oh no, it's out of the bag. Yeah, it really did seem like that. But it was a fun interaction. I really did like Roland really realizing really quickly that Vanitas is obviously in love with somebody, and just how adorable that interaction was, where Vanitas is trying to give off that it's somebody else he's talking about. But no, it's not really somebody else. It's Jean. And really getting the picture that I kind of assumed it was this way, and I'm kind of glad that it put it into words, because I think that is something that could be misread with Vanitas. He obviously was very much so playing off of this teasing aspect to Jean, always liking the reactions that he gets out of her, not necessarily that he loved her. And it wasn't until, again, here recently, seeing the smile and really kind of hitting on him, this is more than just fun and games. This is a relationship. This is something that he really does like. He can't get her out of his mind, and she's become something more to him than just somebody to tease a lot, which definitely was the case early on. Now, the shocker for me was seeing Jean's side of this whole thing. I really did think that we were going to keep Jean in this state of, no, I can't love. But no, when she's talking to Luca and then later on to Domi, no, she's pretty much like, yeah, accepting of it. Which is really shocking to me. Like, it was cute because she's putting it in a perspective of, I never thought that somebody like me could love, but obviously I love right now. And so she's excited about it. She's happy about it. And it was really cool to get that. Again, I was expecting her to stay in kind of the tsundere area. Like, that I can never do this. This is beyond me. He's still terrible. No, she's sold on it. I love the line where she says, if I see him as I am right now, I think I'll just immediately on the spot consummate our relationship. Like, she's like, I'm going to jump him. Like, we're going to have kids. I loved it. It was, again, a completely different side of Jean. Like, the whole experience that she had with Chloe and the experience with Vanitas helping her save Chloe has significantly changed her. It has impacted her and then changed her as a character, which I really like. Like I said, it wasn't an aspect of like, well, okay, yeah, he did all this stuff for me, but still, he's terrible, so I'm going to continue to deny these feelings. Instead, she's accepting the feelings, and she's going straight up for it. Which, yes, is completely something that Luca don't want. He's just in la la land because he's completely shocked by this. And yeah, Domi is, like, anybody but Vanitas. He's a terrible person. Anybody. Like, you can even, like... I like Luca's, like, I don't want any of those two things. She's like, I don't want either. She's perfectly fine with the idea that she would like Noe, because Noe's special and everything, and he's so great. But Vanitas? This is obviously all kind of cementing right now a relationship between the two of them. I hope it doesn't turn into anything bad in the future, but I really, again, I love this side of Jean. I love this change in her. I love seeing these characters really advance into something than just keeping to a formula so they can just advance the overall story. These are characters that are developing, and this episode, despite the fact that it's intermission, it's definitely a cool down period versus the last arc, which was just pretty much breakneck speed and just so much hitting us in the face. This was a nice time to really relax, but at the same time acknowledging that this whole event has changed the characters. And yes, Vanitas is coming to grips with it, and he's not sure really what he wants to do. He put it as he doesn't think anybody can love him. What he is, nobody should love me. I love that Roland was there to really kind of hit him like, no, look, this is okay. This is okay. And if you're not willing to accept that, I will pour down all my love upon you and all that kind of stuff. But I think the support of Roland was fantastic right there. Obviously, Oliver doesn't really have any sort of stake in the situation, but Roland does. Vanitas is somebody that Roland has grown to really like, and so he wants the best for him. And so when he sees that self-deprecation that Vanitas has, he's kind of quickly jumping in there and saying, "No, this is a good thing." But yeah, that pretty much covers all the love stuff in this episode, which was again a good deal portion of it. Let's talk about the first and last scene. And well, technically during the scene with John, Domi, when thinking about Noe and thinking about love and how much she cares for Noe, it does kind of strike something in her. She does have like a moment of realizing something. And this coincides with the first and last scene. The first scene, us seeing Domi, it looked like her silhouette. It was obviously Domi's silhouette. The moment the scene came up, I'm like, oh no, something's happening with Domi. She's struggling with something. There's somebody on the ground and she's claiming that the memories are coming back. And then somebody showing up and saying, oh, poor you kind of thing. Then when we have this whole scene where Vanitas is kind of huddling himself away and Noe comes and shows up and is like asking him if he's okay and stuff, trying to pull him back out of whatever shell he's in. He doesn't really Noe is like the least understanding of love out of all of them. But Noe brings up that there's something happening in the area. Ever since they left to this other area, the attacks of vampires have kind of gone up. And they think it's a cursed bear and he wants to help. And that leads us to the final scene. Yes, when Domi is showing up to some mysterious kid. From the key art they released before this arc, I almost thought it was going to be Chloe. And I was like, what? Are they going to turn Chloe into some sort of Shota? So I'm starting to wonder if he's related to Chloe in some way, because they look awfully similar to each other in certain ways. But yeah, some random boy that's pretty much upset with Domi for not bringing Noe to him. This is somebody that apparently really wants to see Noe, and he's using Domi to get him. And at the end of it, it seems like he's decided that since she won't bring him, he's going to use her as a hostage in order to get Noe. So, rough. I don't want this. I don't want anything to happen to Domi. Now, my mind immediately went to the worst case scenario when this scene happened. He brings out a blade, obviously, and it makes a shunk noise. The assumption there is that he's going to harm her in order to, I don't know, make her bleed or something like that. I mean, the worst case was like, oh my gosh, he's going to like kill her and then use her as a hostage or something. And then I thought about how much emphasis they were putting on the hair. Now, it's very beautiful, artistic kind of scene. So it could just be that they were being artistic with the hair and everything like that. But my assumption is that he probably cut her hair and is going to send that to Noe as like a hostage note to come to a certain location, which if he cuts all the hair off, I'm going to be super mad because I like Domi's long hair. At the same time, she might be cool with it because she'll think that it's because she looks like Jean, because she's always kind of been struggling with her relationship with Noe. And in their previous scene together, Noe was asking Domi about Jean. He was curious about her. And Domi kind of, I think if I remember correctly, Domi thought that it was because Noe was interested in Jean. And that was what kind of triggered this whole scene later on where she started struggling, was because she remembered the fact that Noe was interested in Jean, and that she wishes that she was looking at Jean and saying how pretty she was and smiling and happy, and she understands why Noe would be looking at her, but it was a jealousy that was striking something within her. So she might like to have short hair, and that sucks, because I like her with the long hair. But we'll see where this goes from here. The assumption for what Domi is struggling with right now is obviously the tragic past that she and Noe had together. The death of her brother, and all the crazy stuff that went down in the past. It could be something else. There's another possible memory that she's trying to fight with, something else that may have happened. We've never really got a full picture of Domi and what she's gone through, and there could be something besides the tragic past with her and Noe that she's struggling with. And what is this mysterious person, and is he able to possibly trigger those memories within Domi, and it's causing her to become corrupted? It seems like there's an emphasis on the memories that she's having. Now, she's always been struggling with them, and that's why her and Noe have a connection, and that's always been their kind of struggling conflict that they've always had, is that Domi and Noe are kind of a relationship through struggle and a relationship through a tragedy. Not necessarily that they're, they've never indicated love. it's always been it's always indicated this idea of this concept of them being in a relationship because of a mutual tragedy. But we'll see. I hope it's nothing terrible, but I'm excited for whatever this little arc is going to be. Hopefully it's got a nice little capping point at the end of the season, but we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, comment, let me know what's thought of the episode, subscribe if you haven't already, share this video if you can, support us on Patreon or through our tips link in the description below. We definitely appreciate everybody that does, and y'all take care.